Maybe you've read the book of Acts in the Bible. But what was it like when Paul stood before King Agrippa? Let's time travel back to the year 27 AD and find out. Paul is in chains. He just got done testifying about Jesus in front of King Festus, who didn't believe him. So Paul said, "Okay, no problem. We'll go to the next guy." And he appealed his case to King Agrippa. I know you've heard about Jesus. Some people call him a prophet. Paul says, "Hey, I saw him on the road one day. I was going to Damascus, which is in Syria, to arrest Christians." Yes, I was going there to arrest Christians. But then Jesus stopped me and blinded me and said, "Get up, get up. I want to send you to Damascus." And then he sent me to Damascus to be a preacher. So Agrippa says to Paul, "How long has this Jesus been a prophet?" Paul says, "Not a prophet, but a king." Jesus is a king. Then Agrippa says, "Do you think you can persuade me to be a Christian so quickly?" And Paul says, "I pray that all who hear me might become as I am, except for these chains." Now, it's not that God doesn't want us to be bold like Paul. It's not that God doesn't want us to share our faith. It's that sometimes people don't receive it. I know we live in a day and age where everybody's accepted everything. Everybody's just, "Oh yeah, whatever you do, man, I'm just going to do me, and you do you." Well, that wasn't the mentality back then. In fact, if you were an early church believer and someone said, "Oh yeah, whatever," you would say, wait. Let me get this straight. Are you telling me that you don't want to follow Jesus? They'd be like, "Yeah, I'm just doing me." You'd be like, "Well, I'm going to pray for you." That's what Paul said. He said, "I'm going to pray that all who hear me may become like me." So many times we think that people are just being mean to us, or just being ignorant to us, or they just disrespectful to us because they do and want to follow Jesus. And maybe that's true. But let's take a minute to remember that God still convicts people. God still draws people. And even though Agrippa didn't become a believer at that moment, God used that moment to change another heart. And that's why we share our faith, because we don't know who's watching. We don't know who's listening. We don't know who's going to say, "You know what? I need to change my life."